There's this weird paradox in business where sometimes your greatest success can feel like your biggest weakness. If you've ever felt that, you're definitely not alone. So today, we're going to dig into how you can actually scale your growth without scaling all the chaos that usually comes with it. And yeah, the key is AI automation. So let me just ask you this straight up. Is your own success creating your biggest bottleneck? It's a really frustrating place to be, right? The more you win, the more deals you close, the harder it seems to be to just keep up. Let's break down exactly why that's happening.
So the whole problem really starts with a simple fact. Growth creates friction. As your business gets bigger, all those systems and processes that used to work just fine, well, they start to show some serious cracks. And it happens in some very predictable ways. And I'm willing to bet these symptoms feel pretty familiar. Your team is totally slammed, trying to keep up with all the new demand. The manual processes that were fine for 10 customers are just completely breaking down now that you have 100 or 1,000. Your internal systems are groaning under the pressure, and you start to feel this loss of control, which of course leads to those really frustrating delays for your customers.
Just think about a super standard workflow, right? Sales closes an awesome new deal, then they have to hand it off to finance. Finance gives the okay, then passes it to operations for onboarding, and then finally, the support team takes over for the new client. On paper, it seems logical, but in the real world, this whole chain is incredibly fragile. Because here's the kicker. Every single one of those handoffs is a potential failure point. An email gets buried, a crucial detail gets forgotten, a step gets skipped, and suddenly the customer experience takes a nosedive. This is the fundamental weakness of trying to scale with people just passing things back and forth manually.
Okay, so what if you could break that fragile chain for good? This is exactly where AI comes in as a true growth enabler. See, the goal isn't just to throw more people at the problem. That's not scalable. It's to handle more business more intelligently. So what do we even mean by AI automation in this context? Look, it's not about thinking robots or anything like that. It's simply about using intelligent systems to handle all those repeatable business tasks automatically. The entire point is to completely uncouple your company's growth from the need for more manual effort. This slide just lays out the fundamental choice every growing business faces. You can go the manual route, where more customers equals more staff, which equals way more complexity and way more things that can break. Or you can scale with automation, where more customers are handled by smarter systems, which actually gives you better, more centralized control.
And let's be super clear about something. This isn't about replacing your team. Not at all. It's about unleashing them. Just imagine your best people spending 70% of their time on high-value strategic work instead of chasing down approvals or copying and pasting data. You free them up to innovate, to solve the really tough problems, and to deliver amazing value to your customers. And when your team is focused on that high-value work, you're not just more innovative, you're way more in control. This gets us to the whole idea of scaling with full control, making sure that as your business gets bigger, it also gets better. And that control, it's really built on 3 core pillars. First, there's consistency, meaning every process runs exactly the same way every single time. Second, you get accuracy, because automation just eliminates human error. And third, you get rock-solid reliability. The system works perfectly, 24/7, no matter how much you throw at it. Let's make this super real with a few examples. Take lead routing. Manually, it's slow and it depends on who's around to grab it. With automation, it's instant and perfectly assigned based on rules you set. Or think about business reporting. Instead of someone spending a whole day pulling data into a messy spreadsheet, you get accurate, real-time reports with the click of a button. The difference is it's night and day. This quote just nails it. The defining principle of modern growth is to scale operations without scaling complexity. It's all about growing elegantly and powerfully without letting that chaotic complexity slow you down. All right, so how do you actually put all of this into practice? Let's talk about your blueprint for growth. This is about building a solid foundation that can support your company's future, no matter how big you get. And it's so important to see automation not as just a band-aid for a single problem, but as the engine that powers your growth. What you're doing is building a repeatable, predictable system that can drive your success day in and day out. Really, the ultimate goal here is to move from total chaos to absolute clarity. You replace those dozens of disconnected spreadsheets, endless email chains, and manual checklists with one single unified system, a single source of truth that orchestrates your growth flawlessly.
So, I'll leave you with a question to really think about. Are you building a business that just grows, or are you building one that is truly built to scale? Because as we've seen, the difference between the two really comes down to the systems you put in place.
If you're ready to start building that scalable foundation for your business, you can learn a lot more at Erudience.com. Thanks so much for watching.